and I hope that a few of you are already building your ideas with the Idle technology. So, speaking about today, so the second workshop, today I will show you how the Idle DAO works, so how the Idle governance works. It's interesting because actually, as I said, I'm working for Idle Treasury, that is a SubDAO, and I will explain you a bit with an overview the structure of SubDAOs below the top DAO, that is the Idle governance. So feel free also to reach out after the event in our channel here in the DefiSummer Discord, also to ask questions. We are here to support you during the event, and we are excited to see your ideas that you are building also with Idle technology. So don't be shy and feel free to join our channel here on the DefiSummer Discord. So let's begin this second workshop with this vision. It's the vision of Idle Protocols. So if you understood how the protocol works, of course you can understand also this vision. So money should never sit still. But again, today we are going to talk more about the Idle DAO. So let's start with the first day, so the birth of the DAO. From that date, so November 26, 2020, all the powers and every part of the protocol were delegated to the Idle holders creating the DAO. So basically the protocol from that day is governed 100% by the Idle holders that are forming the Idle DAO. What that means that, as you can see here, for example, there's the chart of the token distribution. The Idle DAO can decide most of the things among the protocol, including managing funds. So speaking about this chart that you can see from this slide, we have the ecosystem fund, the liquidity providers fund that are managed by the Idle DAO, so the Idle holders. Regarding the other funds are vesting contracts, and the Idle DAO can decide how to spend the ecosystem fund and liquidity providers funds, so can decide through the community vote everything about the funds. Speaking about the Idle token supply, there is the maximum token supply that is 30 million, and we have a token emission schedule that is explained. But as I was saying, the LPs funds and the ecosystem funds are not counted here about the emission schedule, because they are not vesting contract, and the emission of these funds can be decided by the community through votes. So in general, when we speak about DAOs, we speak about decentralization. So a question that is arising not lately, but of course from users and people that are working in the DeFi field for years, is how decentralized is a protocol? How really decentralized is a DAO? So probably the metrics that we can use to understand how decentralized is a DAO protocol is to understand if there are parts that are centralized, of course, so some part of the processes into the protocol on the DAO, and also to understand what kind of powers, and also how many powers have the Idle holders in this case, so the Idle members and the DAO members. In this case, speaking about Idle, again, Idle holders can manage funds through community vote. So in this case, the ecosystem funds that, coming back to the token supply, the maximum token supply, the ecosystem fund represents the 50% of the 30 million of the token supply, and LPs funds that represents the 20%. So as I was saying, both are deployed through the community vote, and the Idle holders can decide when these funds can be deployed and for what reason. Regarding admin powers, so speaking about extra powers that you can see into the DAO, there's the ability to, in the emergency situations, to pause deposits and the rebalance actions for security situations, only for emergency, by multisig wallet, that is the Guardian multisig. The Guardian multisig can be changed, of course, by the Idle DAO in this case. So the Idle governance can make a proposal to change at any time the Guardian. If you're interested to understand all the powers, all the methods that can be stopped and paused in emergency situations, here's a link when you can see an emergency situation and what kind of methods can be paused in these situations. Speaking about the supply, since we are going a bit deeply into the DAO discussion, there was always a question regarding, the burning activity, regarding the supply, how to increase liquidity into a protocol. There's a good comparison regarding currencies and capital assets when we speak about a token in this case. So, everyone in the crypto space know the burning activity, and the risk of using a burn activity when we speak about the token supply is to decapitalizing the system. So what does it mean? That reducing the token supply sometimes can discourage capitalization, and we understand that reducing the supply can increase the unit value of the token, in this case the currency. But in this case, in Idle, we took an example of the smart treasury system. So instead of burning tokens, Idle protocol has implemented, in this case, a buyback machine, because the community, again, the DAO in this case, discussed many times into the forum how to increase liquidity, if there was a possibility to run liquidity mining campaign among DEXs and solve the problem in this way. The best choice that the community agreed to proceed was to build a smart treasury system. What does it mean? That, as you can see from this scheme, all the fees that are below the Idle protocol weekly are distributed among different contracts. So let's go step by step. In this case, you can see on the scheme, that is the weekly report from the last week of June, you can see that there were all the fees that were going to the fee collector. The fee collector actually collects all the fees that are below the Idle protocol and automatically are swapped into Rapid Ethereum. So in this case, a stablecoin of Compound, Rapid BTC, all swapped in Rapid Ethereum through Uniswap. From that point, all the fees that are swapped in Rapid Ethereum are distributed among different contracts. So we have the rebalancer, the fee treasury, and the smart treasury. Speaking about the rebalancer is basically the contract that has the role to rebalance all the funds that are invested into the protocol. So this needs to have funds, because the mechanism sometimes is expensive, of course, because the fees and so on. So needs funds also, and that's why also some parts of fees are going to the rebalancer. Then there's, in this case, there's the 5% of fees. Then there's the fee treasury, and the fee treasury is the old part of the governance treasury, and it receives 15% of the fees from the fee collector. And then we have the 80% of the fees that are going to the smart treasury. So the smart treasury basically, again, is based on the smart balancer smart pool that is acting as an automatic buyback machine and liquidity provider. So our smart treasury is doing both jobs, so a buyback machine and is a liquidity provider, and is controlled totally by the Idle governance. So that's why I'm speaking also about the smart treasury here in the second workshop, because Speaking about the idle governance, also the idle governance has the power to decide what can change about the smart treasury. Is controlled by the idle governance, so they can adjust parameters such as weights, swap fees, and pause tokens, additions, removals. So everything is controlled by the governance again through proposals. To conclude, benefits of this system is that, the smart treasury again is an answer to the question of how we can increase liquidity. So the smart treasury contributes to increase the liquidity and reducing the swap slippage. And all the fees generated are added into the pool and reinvested again thanks to the buyback machine system into the smart treasury. So I gave you an overview about, let's say, the deepest part of the DAO, how fees are working also under the management of the DAO. And here we are about to explain what are the leaks and the SubDAO structure. So, as I said before, the top DAO is the idle governance. So all the idle holders are forming the idle DAO. What happens is that working in the DAO is not easy, and sometimes you have to figure out how to work in parallel with a lot of stuff, who should be the team that is working for the DAO. Sometimes you have to manage a lot of activities, different activities for specific tasks that are different, and sometimes you feel the need to have different teams and departments, such as in the companies. So what happened is that the community agreed to find a new system that is the idle leagues. So as you can see, there's the idle top DAO, and then there are the SubDAOs. So in this case, idle leagues. From this scheme, you can see an example of leagues that we provided before running for real the first mandate of the, in this case, the Treasury League and the Development League and the Communication Marketing League. The idea was to let the decision to the community to vote, to elect the members of each SubDAO and to express their preference about what a SubDAO should do. In this case, speaking about the Development League, of course, the roles of the devs into the league were less or more well explained, because the needs of protocol improvements, the needs of reviews, the needs to manage all the audits, the security audits, so pretty much they were aligned on what a dev league should do. Regarding the other leagues, the fun fact is that initially the Treasury League started to work after another pilot league mandate. So in February 2020, the idle governance decided to approve a first mandate of a pilot league that was managing all the activities regarding grants, the protocol improvements, and how to grow the idle ecosystem in the meantime. After this experience, the idle DAO decided to split the pilot league among different leagues. So the curious fact is that the idle DAO is officially the role that is deciding who's working the idle leagues, and if someone is working bad or doesn't reach, the goal expected from the community, so from the DAO, they can basically redo an election of the idle DAO members. So in that case, we see that we have Treasury League as an active league. Again, after an experience of pilot league, we saw that there was a need to establish another league that was managing pretty much the same tasks and activities. In this case, the Treasury League is dedicated mainly for looking for new partnership and integration, speaking about the Idle protocol. So as a project manager with the other colleagues in the league, we are looking to find new opportunities to bring partners that are interested to be integrated in Idle and to integrate Idle protocol in their protocols. Another stuff that we do in the Treasury League is to boost and organize grants. So we are actually managing different grants from the community grants to the dev grants. Dev grants that are crucially important to us because it's only a way to understand if there's someone interested to work in Idle. So usually, let's say the hiring process that we currently have is to allow to a dev to build an Idle through an Idle grant, see the work if it's good or not, and then proceed also to propose to the dev if wants to work with Idle. So there are several grants opened. We have a lot of stuff in our community roadmap that can be picked up and can be built by devs. And also about the DAO to DAO collaboration. Lately, we are actively finding some DAOs that are interested to invest their treasury as a treasury diversification in the Idle protocol through the strategies that Idle protocol offer to users. So currently, this is the team. In the Idle Treasury League, there are 2 project managers and 4 supervisors. And again, as I was saying before, all the members of the leagues are elected by the community through elections, so through votes. So every time that we need also to establish a new league, to involve new members, there's a candidate election through a week, there's election, so everything is transparent and decided officially by the governance in a decentralized way. Then we have the Dev League. Here we have 2 supervisors actually and 1 dev. Again, the activity of the Dev League actually is to take care about the security of the protocol, so following all the audits that are currently active regarding new features that will be live in Idle protocol, helping developers to support them and on building new stuff on Idle. So for example, here during the hackathon, we have the team of the Dev League can follow you during the event to support you and also take care about the dev grants. So every time that we see a new idea that a new dev wants to build on Idle through an Idle grants, we have the Dev League that is taking care about the evaluation of the funding request and also the technical evaluation of this idea, if it's feasible or not in this case. So this is actually the Dev League. And then we have the Communication and Marketing League. So this is the last league, the new league that came up from a need from us, because in the Treasury League we were also managing the marketing side, so the marketing part of Idle, but of course with low bandwidth and so much activities to manage, was pretty much hard to also put the right effort on every activity. So the community asked to us to think about a new league. So the community proposed to set up a new league, the Communication Marketing League, and the main goal, of course, was to focus on the marketing side for the Idle protocol. So that means that they take care about brand reputation, they care about public relation, marketing, they take care also about the contribution of the community. So this means that they are currently active on the Idle community grants that are mainly focused on rewarding contributors, run contests among the social networks for the community of Idle and for external users that can be interested in Idle, and so on. So currently in this league we have 4 members. We have 2 supervisors and 2 project managers. Again, the members are elected by the community through votes. So if you jump on our Discord, if you jump on our Telegram, on our forum, you can see all the processes that brought them into the communication marketing link. So all the journey is transparent, and all the candidates can be in a league just by election from the community. So this is a new system of structuring a DAO, always in a decentralized way, that is helping us, to be honest, speaking personally about Idle, this is helping us to manage different and many activities in a good way, because you are looking at the Idle DAO as a splitting different departments as a company. In this case, it's totally decentralized. So it's a new way to work in DAOs, and I'm pretty much sure that we will see that more and more also in other protocols in the future. So I explained to you in a short overview the structure of Idle DAO and the SubDAO of the top DAO of the Idle governance, so the SubDAOs Idle leagues. Now let's see quickly the benefits for Idle holders, because again, the DAO is formed by the Idle holders. So what are the benefits to be an Idle holder in this case? So the first benefit is to vote on chain and off-chain proposals. So it means that every time that we want to propose new ideas for the protocols, you can vote on chain and off-chain. You can use Idle as a collateral. We have active discussions in other protocols to list Idle as a collateral asset. So this is an added value for Idle holders, because they can use also Idle as a collateral. So we will see for sure Idle soon in other protocols to use it as a collateral assets. And then we have liquidity provider staking. So basically, token holders can use Idle to provide the liquidity on DEXs, in this case on Sushi, and they can join to LP staking. And then we have the last feature, the last benefit that we released lately, that is the Idle staking. So this is the Idle single staking, where token holders can stake their Idle up to 4 years. There are several periods which you can stake your Idle. There's 2 weeks, there's 1 month, 1 year, and then 4 years. And this is a system that is based on the curve model and is working through the fees distribution. So if you are interested to understand better how also the LP staking works and the Idle staking works, you can find the documentation that I linked here. So actually, these are the benefits for Idle holders. And now let's take a look about the governance process. Because we spoke about voting, we spoke about make proposal, but how that works. So let's take a look at this scheme regarding the process. So usually, to propose an idea, you have to write a post in the governance forum. So usually we have 480 hours of period to wait to discuss the idea, and there's a temperature check after these 2 days. So there's a temperature check that is made through the snapshot poll, so through the snapshot platform, to understand the off-chain sentiment of the community regarding this proposal. Then we have a governance post about the development of the proposal, and then there's the proposal creation on chain, so the voting phase of the proposal. After the proposal, there's the execution phase, depending on the evolution of the community, if it's executed or not. So the proposal in this case is Idle Improvement Proposal, so the IIPs. These are the on-chain proposals that, for real, they make changes into the protocol. Speaking about decentralization, we can take a look at the numbers. Mainly about who can submit a proposal to change something into the protocol or to move funds, and then when a proposal is officially executed. So speaking about who can submit proposal, we can see that every address with at least 130,000 idle can submit on-chain proposals. And regarding when a proposal is executed, the quorum is to have 520,000 idle, and then the IIP is executed, but only if the majority of the voters cast a for vote, of course. So there's the off-chain vote, and this is the on-chain vote. Again, only people with this exact amount of idle can submit proposals, and all the idle holders can vote. So it means that if you submit a proposal, so you have at least 130,000 idle, if I hold idle, I can vote this proposal on chain. In this case, if you are idle holders, meaning that you are holding idle, doesn't matter how many idols you are holding, doesn't mean that you can automatically vote proposal. You have first to delegate yourself or someone. So you have to delegate for someone your vote. So every user that can vote by the delegation. If you delegate yourself, you can vote after you are done with the delegation. Or if you want to delegate someone, you can just, as you can see from the picture, you can just pass the delegate address you want to delegate. Regarding why I should delegate my vote, because sometimes, there are a lot of members that are following many DAOs, not just one DAO. So probably sometimes you let the community members that are very active and they are always working on proposals to discuss new improvements and so on. You want to delegate to them, so you want to delegate your vote to them. So another reason could be this to save fees, of course, because it's an on-chain vote, so it's based on the Ethereum network. And the last point is to give more voting power to stakeholders that are already and deeply involved in the project. So when it happens to vote a proposal, new members have to decide if delegates for themselves, so clicking by self-delegate, or just passing an address that can vote for them by delegating them. This is an overview of the on-chain vote. So this is the dashboard of the governance that you can find on the Idle website. These are the last proposals that we made, and here you can see the voting addresses, the number of proposals made till now, and the votes that are currently delegated. And this is the off-chain vote, so a short review about the snapshot page of Idle. Here you can see all the temperature checks that we and also the community members that wants to discuss proposals are going to make. So here there are a lot of discussions also regarding the leaks. When we proposed the structure of the Idle leaks, the community member selection, everything is collected here on the snapshot. And of course, after the snapshot, the on-chain votes, so in the previous dashboard. Here's the tools overview. I added Tally in this case because if you go to Tally and you can see all the activity of the governance, so the Idle DAO, and also you can delegate through the Tally platform. So if you want to take a look, there are some interesting data and numbers, and you can see all the activity of Idle governance through Tally platform that I'm pretty much sure that you already know. So now we speak about the Idle community. In my opinion, when we speak about DAOs in the DeFi space, the community is the core engine of a DAO. So, of course, as we were saying before, the Idle DAO in this case is formed by the Idle holders. So, of course, that's the community behind the DAO. But in general, it's not just for the decentralization and how a DAO works. Sometimes it's just about discussing new ideas. The community can help you to understand the new steps and sometimes to have a different point of view on some topics. So I would say that for a DAO, the community is the heart, the core engine that can run among the other and parallel activities that, for example, in the Idle Leagues we do. So speaking about the Idle community, we have mainly 4 channels. And the first one is the governance forum, of course. The governance forum is the heart of the protocol also, because through the governance forum, you can see all the proposals that were made, were written, were worked by all the members of the Idle DAO, and not only proposals that are currently features, for example, in the protocol, but also proposals that were made but were stopped for some reason. So it's also interesting to understand the history of the discussions among different proposals and why at the end of the story the community decided to not proceed with some proposals. Then there's the Idle DAO, the Telegram group, so the main channel of Telegram for the Idle DAO. Here you can see all the discussions made by users that are new or or current users that have doubts regarding and questions regarding Idle. You can see announcements by the team, so by the leagues that are announcing events, are announcing new features, the work that are doing during the week. So this is the first Telegram group. The second one is a spin-off, let's say, created by the community, so the core community that is the Idle Cafe. And in my opinion is something fantastic, because in this chat, not only you can see other kind of discussions regarding the token price, other, let's say, off topics that are not included in the main chat, so in the Idle DAO Telegram group. But you can see the core members of the community that are always active, also tagging the Idle League members to understand if we agree on some proposals, if we agree to proceed with some their of ideas, even if, again, everything is decentralized, is permissionless, so everyone can jump on the governance forum and make new proposals. But the fact that I like to the Idle Cafe of the Idle Cafe community is that they are actively involved on the process of the improvements of the protocol and the growth of the Idle ecosystem. The last example that I wrote here is that the Communication Marketing League came out after a discussion, an active discussion in the Idle Cafe chat. So there was a need to create something that was actively focusing only on the marketing side. So the Idle Cafe showed up with this idea and discussed also with us, the other community members, about that. And after we saw the election of the new league members and the current league that is actively working on the marketing side. Lastly, there's the Discord channel. Here, less or more is similar to the Idle DAO Telegram group. So here you can find all the members of the Idle Leagues, and you can find a lot of channels, of course, because is Discord another platform instead of Telegram. You can see a lot of channels regarding the community, regarding the dev side, so tech support, if you have questions, if you are having troubles with Idle, dApps, everything regarding the support. And there's the governance part, so every channel regarding the governance, so new proposals if you want to discuss and bring new ideas and so on. And here on Discord also we are working with the Idle Leagues, with our channels, and our idea is also to bridge the communication between Telegram and Discord. So sometimes we feel the perception that we have some members in Telegram or in Discord, we can improve the discussion. So also another way to improve that is also to bridge the discussions among the platform. So currently these are also the numbers of our community. This is the Idle community roadmap, speaking about all the proposals and all the ideas that were proposed in the Idle governance forum. So everything you can see here was discussed already in the forum, or at least was discussed by a community member. I'm showing you this because, of course, as Matteo already explained in the first workshop, if you want to work for Idle grants, you want to make a request of funding to build something, you can just pick up some topics that are already in the roadmap and that aren't in the discussion phase or in progress, for example. So probably mostly the topics that are in the backlog, and propose to build something on Idle. And this is the public roadmap that the community is always taking a look here to understand also the progress, the work, and if they can also propose new stuff on the forum. And here there's the last part of this workshop, that is the Idle tracks and prizes. Of course, this is the second workshop for the event, and we are in a hackathon. So we want to see you building your ideas with Idle. For this event, for the DefiSummer Hackathon, we provided 2 tracks. So the first track is protocol strategy integration, and the second track is an open track. So I'm showing you this to remind you that there are few ideas that you can take here. You can take a look here and understand if you can build something very interesting with Idle. And I hope that many of you are already building with Idle. And again, don't be shy. Feel free to land in our channel here, Idle channel in the DeFi Discord. We are here to support you, and we are looking to seeing a lot of projects built with Idle. So that's it. I hope that you got a clear idea on how the Idle DAO works, how the structure of the SubDAOs and the Idle leagues is made and is decided through the decentralized proposals and the Idle members to the DAO. And yeah, I'm here also and keen to hear if you have some questions about that.
Does Idle DAO have any features that are like separate you from other like DAO, I guess like operators and offerers?
Sorry, can you repeat, Shot?
He was asking like, do you guys have features that delineate you from other like DAOs, like that are kind of unique to the Idle DAO? That's that's not common in other DAOs, I guess.
Okay. Well, not knowing all the DAOs, I would say that here these are the main benefits for Idle holders. So I would say that the main feature that you can have right now, speaking about the main benefits, is to stake your Idle. That is the last feature we have. And yeah, pretty much these are the 4 main benefits for Idle holders. Speaking about, let's say, a comparison between other protocols, I would say that Idle can highlight better than others because we take care about security in a serious way. So this discussion is more related to the protocol and not the DAO, but we have more than 5 audits. We run audits for every new features for the protocol. We have a 500k bug bounty on Immunify that is active. We have a new Nexus Mutual insurance running since weeks. And lastly, we built an integration framework for all the protocols that want to be integrated in our protocol. So I would say that a way to differentiate Idle from other protocols could be this one. regarding the main benefits of the idle holders, so how the DAO works, these are the main benefits.
I wanted to know in terms of like system design, like how did this whole kind of DAO and SubDAO structure? I know it's like the specific election of the SubDAOs came through, you know, the community, but like how did you guys kind of design this system, and what were like the biggest questions behind that? Because I know a lot of us are also looking for the DAO SubDAO structure, and this is a pretty cool implementation of that. So I wanted to kind of pick your brain on that.
Sure, I would say that since the launch of the DAO, so speaking about the date, November 26, 2020, there was a need to understand how to involve also external members that weren't from Idle Labs Inc. That was the company that built initially the protocol, you know. So the structure, to be honest, was mainly an insights and inspiration from other protocols such as the synthetics protocols and other protocols that already implemented some councils, mainly for the grants, I would say, to be honest. We saw many protocols that implemented it, such as, let's say, departments that were focusing on managing grants. And our main goal was to do that. And after the pilot league mandate, so after February, we saw the need to also manage not only grants and the dev side of Idle, but also other stuff. So that's the reason why also we proposed the structure of leagues, thinking about a company with different teams among different departments. So and taking inspiration from also other protocols that already implemented, such as councils or teams.
And for DAO to DAO like collaboration, like what would that even entail? So you like, so say MPA, we're gonna have a treasury put aside. So how would we what's that process for like, all right, keeping that treasury in idle? Like how would that collaboration process?
Sure. So what we saw lately, I would say more lately, is that a lot of DAOs were looking to diversify their treasury and understand how to do that. Initially, when we spoke internally about DAO to DAO collaboration, we were wondering the kind of collaboration we could create with another DAO, you know? So mainly we were focusing on the integration. So for example, Enzyme, that is integrating idle strategies, their vaults is a kind of collaboration, but mostly for their side. We were collaborating with protocols only in this way. So another idea that we were thinking about was why to not propose to DAO from a DAO this idea to invest, in this case, their treasury and diversify their treasury, also a part of the treasury in the idle strategies. So this came up in our mind in this way, because the only collaboration that we were doing was to integrate idle protocol or let protocols integrate to idle. Pretty much we have also future ideas to implement regarding the DAO to DAO collaboration. But I will say that mainly is just showing up you as a member, in this case of a SubDAO, so an active team member of the DAO, and to propose into the forum on a discussion a solution for the other DAO. In this case, speaking about the treasury diversification, we show it up in different governance forum other DAOs proposing to split part of the treasury and diversify it through the idle strategies. And I would say that looking also at the last discussion, if you took a look about the sushi swap discussion, I would say that community members usually take better the idea to invest and diversify their treasury with with other communities, with other DAOs. So that's also another reason to add value into a DAO to DAO collaboration.
And so well, like another thing that interests me a lot is the selection process for the kind of multi-sig. So first, like, how many people can be on a multi-sig? Is there like a cap for that? And then like how can you kind of go in more detail on how like you guys are actually picking who is the council members or the league members for that, and
Yeah,
how it goes?
sure. So I would say that this topic is mainly managed by the Treasury League of Idle. So it's impossible that members of Community Marketing League and Dev League manage this topic. It is mainly managed by us. So the process that if we find some interesting conversations about the needs of a DAO to diversify their treasury, we are going to analyze effectively how their treasury is formed. So if there are only stable coins, there are just wrapped Ethereum, or their own tokens, how much is in the treasury, and we look at their needs, because mostly when you speak about treasury diversification and DAOs are going to create discussion posts, they are already showing a specific need, let's say a percentage to diversify. So we pick this percentage of their treasury that they want to diversify, and we propose another lower percentage saying, okay, you want to diversify this, how about diversifying also this percentage of funds in Idle? So from our side, there is also a selection of protocols that wants to do that. Mainly, we are, of course, interested in big protocols that can bring also a big TVL to us, but it's up to us to decide on what kind of protocol proceed or not. So I would say that this topic is pretty much new, not so much for us, because we are active discussing this also in our governance forum with the community about how to diversify treasury in the bear market, let's say, periods. But we are lately active on the DAO to DAO collaboration in this way. So yeah, I see that our activity is going to grow and probably create new frameworks, internal frameworks of evaluation of the protocols we can reach out for that.
I also want to know about like the selection of the people who are on the multi-sig, like how many people actually approve in these counts, like what's the kind of cap for that? And then I wanted to kind of more understand, because you guys are basically like doing the job application process through your community for the people who work internally on Idle. So I wanted to kind of explore that, because to me that's a huge use case.
Yeah, sure. You said right. So taking the example right now, okay. So right now we are in July, and we are in the last month of the mandate of the Treasury League. So the mandate for this Treasury League was 3 months. So May, June, and July. So what we are currently doing is, in parallel of all our activities, daily activities, we are going also to prepare the new election, the structure of the new election. Sometimes seems weird, because if you jump on the governance forum, you can see, for example, the post regarding the new mandate, probably made by me, and below you can find my application to apply for as a member of this league. But is something that we are managing. So regarding the roles and the structure, everything was approved by the community before. So for example, in this case, 2 full-time project managers and 4 supervisors was the structure that the community approved. After that, there were the elections. So firstly, the community approves a type of structure proposed by us in this case, or by the supervisors that are helping the project managers into the leagues to boost and speed up the activities. And then there are the elections. So, for example, for the next mandate, we are also thinking to add other roles other than the project manager role, because, you know, we are working in the DeFi file. There are many aspects that you have to manage. Speaking about the finance and speaking about technical part, the business. So probably we would add also other specific roles for the Treasury League. But again, if we want to do that, firstly, we have to propose this to the community, to the DAO. And if we see from a temperature check that the consensus is positive and it's for that, then we have the elections. That's less or more how roles and number of seats available for the leagues are decided right now.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That like your re-election is up to the governance, and this is like how does compensation and salary work into that? Is that also part of the proposals in the same kind of application, or is that in like deciding the roles?
Yeah, actually, the governance can decide also not to elect again a member, a specific member. For example, currently I am one of the project managers, the other one is my colleague. So if the community decide that one of us, of both of us, didn't, let's say, reach a goal or didn't work well during the mandate, they can propose to remove one of the members and do a re-election for that role available right now, you know. So regarding the applications, usually there's a post that you have to do into our governance forum discussion, and you need to show who you are, your experience. So leaving our resources where members can see the track record of your career in the crypto space. So usually, let's say a proposal, an application proposal for the role is who I am, my name, what is my experience, the motivation to apply for that role, why I'm so interested to work in a DAO, because it's something, of course, new, and the community wants to understand who you are and why you are so motivated to work with Idle. So every application is made below the official election post in the governance forum, and pretty much I would say that also all the applicants may be public, let's say public people. So we also accept, I guess, I don't know if for the next mandate it will be this way, but mostly we are all public members. So you can take a look at our LinkedIn's. We are not Inon in this case. So there's also another way also to make easy things if we think about make legal the DAO. You know, it's something that I didn't mention in the deck, but it's something that we are exploring. So if you know the Wyoming DAO, all the activities that legals are following regarding how to establish legally a DAO in a jurisdiction and so on. So in this way, if you have also public members into a sub-DAO, so in an idle league, it would be easier to make legally and establish it legally registered as a idle DAO, as an idle league. So for that reason, we are all public people, let's say.
Yeah, that's kind of incredible. Like I'm picturing like a world where like everyone, all the DAOs have aggregated information about the elected members, and you can just kind of apply to DAOs and have a track record in a decentralized way. So that's really really dope to see that, you know, DAOs actually, I mean, Idle.
Yeah, the cool thing is that if you want to understand also the journey, there's the governance forum. If you want to understand who's working in what league, there's the link to our Notion page that is public, and you can take a look at each profile, and there's the Twitter or LinkedIn account, so you can take a look at the who's working on what, let's say, in each league. So everything is transparent, is public, and is decided by the governance. So that's a new way, in my opinion, to work in the future with DAOs, having a SubDAOs structure that leaves you the opportunity to work mainly in specific tasks rather than in a broadly role and so on.
Does anyone else have any other questions? Yeah, I guess that's it. It's coming up to the hour time. So yeah, thank you so much for coming out and educating about that. I know someone in particular was actually trying to figure out how to not as a DAO but as a protocol use the Treasury as a way to hedge against to hedge for a stable coin. So that's something that kind of more in depth can explore later. But yeah, thank you so much for all this information.
Yeah, thank you, Shad, for the time. Thank you guys to being here. I will link you some resources and more additional information regarding Idle DAO. And again, feel free to jump in our Discord channel because we are looking to see your projects. And if you have doubts, questions, you want support, we are here to help you to build some juicy stuff with Idle technology.
Awesome. Thank you so much.